This is Jesse.
This is Randy.
This is Melanie.
We are going to talk about Love, Death, and Robots, the recent Netflix animated anthology series. We all had a chance to watch it, and we thought we wanted to talk about it. So that's what we're going to do. Love, Death, and Robots went up on Netflix last month, and I think we all burned through them pretty quick. Yep. Melanie and I watched them in 2 evenings.
Yep. I actually, when it first came out, I saw it, and I was like, this looks good. And I'm like, nope, I'm not going to watch this. I'll save it and watch it with Randy because I think he'd like it too.
I appreciate that.
Yep.
It's a good binge.
Yeah, it's essentially a series of animated shorts created, I'm assuming, produced by David Fincher and, I can't remember his one name, but he's the Deadpool director guy of the first Deadpool movie.
Huh.
Okay.
I think.
This is program creator Tim Miller. Is that the guy?
Tim Miller.
Okay.
That's the guy. And I think David Fincher had something to do with it.
Yeah, he's EP.
I didn't know this initially. I found this out after watching it, and it makes a lot of sense. Is that the series started out as their attempt to do a heavy metal series.
Yeah.
As in like a sequel series or whatever to the heavy metal movies. And I'm like, oh, well, some of the more blatant nudity.
Yeah, the very first episode, I was like, yep, heavy metal.
That makes sense to me.
I don't remember which one's which anymore.
The first one is where they do like a space jump where they're all in cryo, and then
that was the first one?
We watched them in our order must be different then.
Yeah, because that one was later, and that one was creepy, and I didn't like that one.
Okay, so for us, the first one was the one with the monster fights where they mentally jump into the monsters, kind of.
Suits? Is that what that one was?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It kind of had a twist at the end.
It kind of made me feel dirty a little bit, too.
Made you feel dirty?
Yeah.
Well, a lot of them made me feel dirty.
Yeah, I was going to say, a lot of them are kind of designed to make you question yourself a little bit.
Yeah, there's definitely a sleazy aspect that made the heavy metal reveal make a lot more sense to me.
Yeah.
Because it's, I never seen Heavy Metal 2000, but the first Heavy Metal, it was that whole. Some of this felt, and I was kind of surprised. Not all of it, but some of it felt like nudity for the sake of nudity, like to be shocking. Like it's adult animation, it has to be this way. But and I'm like, in 2019, I don't think it does. I think we're past that. But it makes sense if that's kind of like, that's
the vibe.
Intrinsic to what it is.
Gotta be cheese in it.
Gotta be cheese?
Cheese in it. Remember cheese in it? No.
Cheese in it?
Yeah, where they would have the cat pee on them. And then
you're talking South Park now.
And then they'd go into Heavy Metal Land,
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, I forgot about the heavy metal connection there. So overall, what'd you guys think of this series? Because I was pumped for it going into it. It looked cool.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, some of them were like super good, and some of them I was just like, that's so cute. I love it. And then there was only like one or two that I was like, what is this crap? Because it's an animated show. Can't animate just like a portion of the freaking apartment and act like that's an animated episode or issue or whatever.
Oh, is that what is that? Ice Age, where it's like basically
Yes.
Because I was like, this is really good animation, and I was like, I don't think this is animated.
I was studying it super hard the whole time. At the end,
is Topher Grace? Is he animated, or is that really Topher?
That's Randy's. I was like, but it's not animated. Randy's like, are you sure? And I'm like, it's not animated. And he's like, okay, maybe it's not animated. I'm like, I know, that's what I've been saying the whole time.
I wanted it to be, though. I was about to be blown away.
Yeah.
Because, okay, so the animation in many of these, the animation in all the shorts are pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
Some of it looks more video game cutscene, like Suits looked really good, but the way the characters looked, it was kind of video gamey, which is okay because that kind of fit the vibe of this story.
Yeah.
And then there are some that are a lot of CG. Most of them are CG. I think there was.
Oh wait, I'm getting it wrong. 2D. Suits is actually about the farmers.
Oh, is it?
Oh, okay.
Then wait. Then.
Well,
which one am I talking about? I'm talking about something else. Was it The Witness? No, Witness. Oh, this episode list is not the order I watched them in.
I think you watched them in the wrong order.
I don't know how. I just let it play.
Hold on. Let me pull
wasn't the first one though.
I'm gonna pull up Netflix and I'll just look at that.
I don't think Suits was the first one. I think Suits was the one that I kept starting back at after we had watched the first half because mine didn't register because we watched them on yours. And then when we went to watch them together, I had it kept dropping me back to Suits because that was I don't know.
Okay, risking going long and doing a list episode. Okay, so and these are pretty much the order I think we watched them in. Sunny's Edge is the one with the beastie fights.
Okay,
that's the one that looked kind of video gamey to me.
Yeah.
3 Robots I thought was fun.
Was that the one with the cats?
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that one. That's my favorite.
I was very entertained by just the robots wandering around, not having a clue.
Yeah.
And being 3 totally different kinds of robots.
I thought that was fun.
Yeah.
The Witness. Okay.
That one was interesting. I like that one.
I like the concept of it. That one bugged me a little bit because I'm like, why is she naked? Like, what? Throw some clothes on. Why is she running around? That was like a whole bunch of nudity for nudity's sake. The animation in that one kind of blew my mind, though.
Yeah.
That was, to me, that's one of the most, because it's super stylized, so it doesn't look real. But even with the stylized look, I don't know if it was the motion, the camera motion, or what it was. Like, there's points where it looked hyper real, where it was like, looked super realistic in a super stylized, unrealistic way. It's kind of hard to explain. But the animation in that one I thought was amazing.
Yeah. They reminded me of Sin City kind of a little bit, but
yeah, where it looks real, but it's clearly not. It's clearly enhanced. Stylistically, that was one of my favorites.
yeah.
One of them that's one of my favorites, and it probably doesn't even like it. There's no good reason, but it won't surprise anyone that this is one of my favorites. Is When the Yogurt Took Over, which is it's based on a story by John Scalzi, who I already like, and then you have Maurice LaMarche, who played. He's the voice actor that did the Brain in Pinky and the Brain, and that whole style. I mean, like the whole style is like I don't know, pseudo claymation almost. It's very like Wallace and Gromit or something, and super fun, and yet at the same time still pokes at that whole thing of you just let the yogurt take over, man.
Yeah.
You're like you all benefited from the yogurt taking over, but you just kind of let it do it.
Yeah. But it's even better than that because at the end it's all like, but we're leaving us behind. Like we're like a sad puppy or something.
Yeah.
Getting
Like,
left at home.
We were a vehicle for yogurt to take over space.
Interesting note, looking at it in the Netflix app now, it's not displaying them in the same order that we watched them even.
That's weird.
Because it has Suits listed next, and that is the farmer one.
Which, okay, I'm going to say, for how short they were, that was like almost like a whole movie worth of emotions right there. That was great. They packed a lot into that one.
That felt like the best part of a movie that I wouldn't like.
Yeah.
But it was the entertaining part. It was the climax of a cheesy, overly earnest action movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But set in a fun, interesting setting. Yeah, I like that one.
Yep.
And I liked the animation of that one because that was 3D, but they almost had a kind of a 2D cell shady look a little bit. But also that was one of the ones where they did the thing where the frame rate is kind of lower, so it looks it's not super smooth. It kind of adds to the illusion of a 2D animated feel, but it's clearly still 3D CG.
I love the end reveal thing too because, you have for half of it, you're like, we're freaking have monsters attacking us on Earth. What the heck's going on? And then, yeah.
It's like,
no, we're spacefarers finally. Okay, sorry.
Sucker of Souls was interesting. That was the Dracula one.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
There was a lot with cats.
Yeah.
On some of
Yeah, that was the whole. That was I think I mentioned that to you. I was like, cats. They got it big on this anthology.
That's one of the few actual 2D animation ones, I believe. Beyond the Aquila Rift.
That's the one I saw first, right?
Creepy.
Yeah, that's the one you saw first.
I mean, it was really good. It was done really, really well, I thought. Looked the most realistic, maybe?
It ripped the Band-Aid off for that whole heavy metal vibe because that was my first episode. I don't know if maybe Netflix plays them randomly. I wonder how that works.
Yeah, that might be.
It looks really real, and I didn't like that for the nasty parts of it.
The nasty parts?
Yeah.
That was the story, like, as it goes, it makes sense. But initially, I'm like, wait, really? Like, he lands in this place.
Mm.
You know, he's been told they're way off course and they've been out for years. And the first thing they do is like, all right, well, it's time to get down. He's like, what?
Yeah.
But I kind of get it. I get it. Kind of interesting. Melanie pointed out with the CG in that one. The guy's face, not completely convincing. Like, it kind of hit a little of that uncanny valley.
Yeah.
The woman's face,
She
through
looked like-
a lot of it, looked real.
Yeah,
like
she looked
100% looked like video.
Look like a.
Well, that's interesting, considering the plot.
That is interesting. I wonder if that's intentional.
It probably isn't, but it makes it, you know, like that is interesting.
The reveal, what he looks like, oh my God, that
What he
one's
looks
pretty brutal. That's, I think, one of the heavier ones in terms
Yeah.
of
For real,
tone.
for real. That's
That's
why I was
got,
like,
like-
holy cow, just rip the Band-Aid off. That was my first episode.
That one's some like legitimate, well done horror.
Yeah. And that thing, it's like a big spider boob. I don't know what. Ugh.
Spider boob.
I don't know what it was, but it's gross.
Yeah, I like the reveal where when it comes out of the darkness, it looks like a womanly figure.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh no, that's just part of its head and arms and stuff. Is turns, yeah, it's a
Ugh.
weird creature.
So, was he walking around and actually doing things? I'm confused about it.
Yeah, it's a little
Did they really get it on? Okay, let's move on.
in his mind, maybe. I don't know. Good Hunting is the one with the
That one was kind of
The sh-
interesting. A little
Fox
weird.
City?
A little
Yeah.
weird, but interesting.
Randy loved it, of
Wha-
course.
I did. Why?
Oh, you always love samurai type stuff.
I liked the setting. I thought it was an interesting like juxtaposition, and that's kind of the point of the magic versus technology thing. Where
Yeah.
it starts off and you're like, oh, this is like a weird magical tale, and then they get invaded by you know, the English, I guess, and it's all gone technology, and that becomes a big theme. And for most of it, I'm like, where is this going? And okay, so he's good with machines, but then like you get the reveal of like what happened to her, and it's like, oh, okay, that's where it comes together.
Goes all freaking American Horror Story on you.
That one felt unique in that it combined a bunch of not unique things in a
Yeah,
kind
it
of
was like
interesting way.
steampunk meets samurai. It was weird.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of a kitsune type of character or creature, but then like went all full metal. Like, I don't know.
Full Metal,
Full
And it
Full
made-
Metal Alchemist.
Woo!
And it made me question what makes a person because she didn't have a brain. So
She had there was like nothing. Of
where is her
left.
soul? Anyway, but go on.
The dump?
I like that one too. It's
Did
fun.
you? That one
It
was
was
okay.
fun.
It was
I like
alright.
I like the big dog thing at the end.
It's kind of like that starts to get into. There's some of them that I enjoyed, but they're kind of forgettable, or I just like them because they were interesting, quirky animation. Like
Yeah.
the dump was more entertaining than some of them on my like I don't know what you'd call it, the was it our flaming poo list or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a callback. Like the ones that I like, but they're nothing huge for me, are like Zima Blue, and I like it because it's about an artist. But it was like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
just trippy animation, really. That's what this is gonna boil down to, because the ending isn't super satisfying.
Not at all.
And Fish Night is super trippy and stuff, but it's just like, I'm annoyed by the character of the younger salesman that's just like, I'm gonna go swim with the ghost
Oh.
fishes.
Yeah, that me too. I'm like,
Like,
okay,
you-
they're dead. If you're going up there and you're changing color, that means you're dead right now. You just died.
Yeah,
You know that?
You're like,
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Dumb.
No,
dumb.
I was with you. I was like, you're just volunteering to be a ghost fish?
Yeah. Who does that?
One that wasn't bad, but also I feel for me falls into that category is Lucky 13. It was just cheesy.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
I kind of liked. It was an entertaining ride. Like,
Yeah.
I like the
it was an
idea.
entertaining
It's a good
watch.
idea, but yeah.
It was,
Well, it's a military show, first of all, and that's not really our genre.
The Shapeshifters one is kind of in that same vein for me. It's like, it was okay, but you'd think I would really be into a werewolf Afghanistan fight, but I was kind of like, it was a little too military for me, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, yeah.
it was but I kind of enjoyed that one more, I think, in a way, at least the concept of it, because it was kind of interesting. I don't know. I think we're probably going to see more stuff like that in the future of that setting for supernatural or fictional works, just because of
but I mean,
at this point we're going to have generations of people that have fought over there. So
okay, but that's not, it's not even just it's the military thing though. Like it's not just like, oh, we have these super soldiers or whatever. They've got to do the whole you dogs and blah, blah, all that stupid crap that it would be there specifically in the military because they're like that. But anyway.
But I mean, that is also not on my list of favorites.
Yeah, I mean,
right.
Helping Hand. Which one's that?
That's the one where she is out. She's basically on her own.
That's the horrible space body horror
man.
one. Oh.
I know. I was like, no. And then when she missed it, God, when she missed
it's
the
not
first
my
one,
favorite,
I'm like,
but it's compelling. You can't not watch that one.
They you know what they should have done? They should have had Sandra Bullock do that in
Gravity.
Yeah.
That would have really
would have made it a much better movie.
Took that movie up to the next level. Whoa. No, that was hardcore.
Yeah, it was.
And it was not a pleasant watch.
And what is she talking about at the end? She's like, oh, no, it's okay. I got it. No. Send somebody right now, please.
I'm coming home, but you meet me halfway.
Yeah.
I'm going to need
medical attention.
Yeah.
Crazy. Okay.
I liked it, but it was not fun.
No.
Secret War. I don't know. Just all these military ones. I was just like, eh.
Secret War. What's that one?
That one was where they're like the communist army or whatever, and they're. Yeah.
I like that one because it's like they didn't really understand, I think, what they were doing, and then they get there where they're supposed to be going, or maybe they weren't even supposed to find it, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, this is because we sent somebody to go do some crazy occult stuff, and now this is what happens." And then they're like, "We're not even gonna bring it up. Just pretend like we never even found that because they'll do it. It'll just make it worse, And I'm like, how crazy is that? You're fighting all these demons because your country made all these demons come from hell, and you're gonna pretend like you didn't even find that because if they know that then they're just gonna kill you anyway. Like, why even bother fighting for these people?
I mean, that's kind of a comment on I don't know.
It made me really sad too that one kid was that guy's son. And you find out at the end, that made me want to cry.
I know. I actually did really like that one. I think it is. Yeah, it's a military one, and that what you were talking about, Melanie, is kind of like, I think essentially the point of the short, but for me, it was interesting, a unique setting for me anyway. So that's kind of partially the difference.
Were you next to a hellhole?
Yeah.
Literally.
I liked that the army summoned these demons, and I don't know, that was fun. Werewolves in Afghanistan, that's a supernatural thing over there, but I just like this plays into that weird old war time period of
when they were doing
where there's conspiracies that Nazis were making spaceships and stuff like that, just weird conspiracies. This plays to me, not that they were Nazis, but this plays to me like that.
Yeah. So, or I've heard that somewhere in a Nazi bunker they have the spear that stabbed Jesus, and they just got to find it, and then
the spear of destiny.
Yeah, weird, weird stuff like that. It was one of the more somber ones, though, for sure.
Yeah, but it's Russian, so that's how they are.
That's how they are.
Blind Spot, which is a gang of cyborg thieves stage a high-speed heist of a heavily armored convoy.
That one was kind of meh.
I was to say this one's probably the least memorable of them because I've having to think of what even happens in it. But I mean, I do remember it, but not really. In the end, I was like, well, now I don't care about any of it because none of them can die anyway. Yeah, and it's only 8 minutes long, so it's not very long.
This felt so 90s to me.
Oh yeah, sure.
This I believe could have came out of a heavy metal 2000 or something.
Yeah.
This felt like that. It had that tone. The characters were just that weird. I don't know, but it did have a little weight to where initially it had a little weight to where you're like, oh, they're actually dying. This kid, the rookie or whatever is. But yeah, in the end, there's no stake. There were no stakes. So
there's only one more we haven't talked about, and that's Alternate Histories, another John Scalzi one, which was all right. It was fine.
I need to rewatch it because I don't.
Which one
I
was
don't.
the dinosaurs?
This is the Hitler one,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay.
It was funny, but it was kind of like, I don't know. It was very different from all the others. The others felt like shorts. This felt like you were watching a presentation.
Yeah, but why did it go so like out there? Like the first part was okay, but then it's like he gets killed by a giant Jello bowl. I mean,
It's the same guy that wrote the yogurt one, so
It's kind of absurdist,
yeah.
a little bit.
But I like the one with the little girl and the first part. I like the beginning of it when it's more realistic. But
I don't remember. I'm gonna have to rewatch this one because I don't remember what I was doing, but I was distracted by something.
oh,
Yeah.
So I wasn't.
well, it just shows different ways that like if he hadn't died here and died here instead or here instead or here instead, this is what would have happened.
Yeah.
And
I was distracted by something through the beginning, and about the time they had the Jello gun is when I started paying attention. So
I like the concept though. You could do some cool stuff with it, but that wasn't it.
Oh, and I will say, I know we touched on Ice Age. That one actually, in the very few reviews I've read of this show, that seems to be the one people really don't like.
Which one?
Really?
Ice Age.
I didn't mind it.
With
It's not-
I liked the idea. I thought it was fun.
Yeah.
Say it again.
Ice Age, the one with the freezer where they have the civilization in the
We
freezer.
did talk about
the
that
not
one, yeah.
CG one,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is weird. That's the one directed by Tim Miller,
Yeah.
who he's an effects guy. He come from video game world, and he chooses to do the one that's like mostly live action with. I mean, obviously the freezer stuff is.
It was
But
his.
you only see-
It was his Who Framed Roger Rabbit moment.
I guess maybe that's it.
You really only see in the freezer like 3 or 4 times
Yeah.
for a second. So most of it is just them. It's regular people, live action or whatever, talking about it. So that doesn't even count.
And yeah, that one was light and fluffy, but I really liked the story of that one. I thought that was fun.
Yeah, I
it was
did
a
like
fun
the story.
idea, and I like they're standing there and they're like, we must be like gods to them, and it cuts to like one of the dudes down in there, like a couple guys sitting on like a girder or something, like construction workers, like look at these a-holes or whatever,
What are they staring at?
what are they staring at all day?
Yeah,
I thought it was fun.
it was.
I like this show a lot. I'm
me
hoping
I like anthologies though.
most of the reviews I've seen have been very positive, so I'm assuming it's gotten a good reception.
I wonder about like rewatches. Is this a thing that we could rewatch a lot?
Yeah, for me it is at least.
I think certain ones, like it's
Yeah.
definitely one where there's like, I have a handful that I would like to go back and just rewatch sometime just because.
But you just watch them all anyway because that's what you do. It's not an anthology. Do it.
Now I don't want to watch them all again.
Yes, you do.
And they're so short. Like most of them clock in around 10 minutes. I'm sure Netflix has metrics on everything, but they probably know which ones are most popular.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It probably factors into them like reorganizing the order.
I'm reading this on the Wikipedia page, and this explains why. In March 2019, Netflix revealed that it was experimenting with a new approach by including a different order of episodes to different users.
Oh. Well, that just confuses us. Don't do it, Netflix.
In response to an accusation that the episode order was based on the streaming company's perception of a user's sexual orientation, Netflix responded via Twitter that there were 4 unique episode orders released to users at random.
Interesting. I mean, I don't know that that's a problem.
I mean, it's interesting because of the way that each episode starts. It has this almost slot machine feel to it. So, like, it kind of works, where it's got like 3 different symbols for the love, the death, and the robots thing.
Yeah.
Every time there wasn't a robot in a story, Melanie would be like, where's the robot?
Well,
It's got to be love, death, and robot.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
there wasn't love in half of these. What?
Is it the ice box? Is that the robot?